welcome to another edition of the Project Watershed. We got a lot of things going on, and I just got off the phone with Michelle Avila at the Regional Water Quality Control Board of Lahontan in South Lake Tahoe. She sent me an email with some links to some of the maps that I've been looking for, because it's such a huge area, the Lahontan Water Basin, and it stretches from Victorville in the south all the way up to Lake Tahoe and to the north border of California into Oregon. Because it stretches along the majority of the eastern boundary of California, it overlaps into Nevada, and that's where a lot of our trip is going to be taking place, into Reno, up to the Black Rock Desert, where Burning Man takes place at the end of August, 1st of September. That's kind of the highlight of the trip. And also the Rubicon, which is just west of Lake Tahoe, and then it drops down into Lake Tahoe. So the Rubicon really isn't part of the Lahontan watershed, but it contributes to the end of the trail into that basin that the water sheds into Lake Tahoe. So a majority of the trip, the first leg of the trip, is going to start at the Colorado River, Phoenix, obviously, where I am, and then into Victorville, and then up north through the Owens Valley. And there's a lot of area up there to cover and to explore, and that's really the primary reason for the trip. Yes, there's going to be a lot of fun and adventure and exploring and craziness along the way, and we really don't know exactly what's going to take place other than the mission, which is Project Watershed. This stands for Wangler Adventure through Explorative Research, Sustainably Helping Environmental Discovery. So what does that mean? Well, if you look at the watershed goals for Lahontan, the primary goals: protect human health, protect and improve aquatic life and surface water quality, support disadvantaged communities, and respond to and prepare for climate change. So it's really not about finding new water. I know we've got El Nino coming up, which is going to dump a lot of additional rainfall within the southern region of the United States, southwest region. We're trying to get some more snow up in the Sierras, which help contribute to the storage of water. However, with climate change and the El Nino effect, we're going to get a lot more rain coming down, which is going to cause flooding, which is going to cause more pollution within the basins because of the heavy downpour and the additional flooding that will take a lot of that topsoil, a lot of the contaminants in the ground, and so it causes some problems only in that we have not built our infrastructure based on a lot of rain. We've based it on a certain amount of rainfall that has been documented throughout the decades and centuries, and we rely on the snowpack, which is slow melting, easy contributors to all the little creeks and rivers and that flow into this water basin. So the primary efforts for Lahontan Water Board is protection of the groundwater. A lot of it is about pollution, nitrates and salts, chromium, percolates, petroleum. Other pollution problems in groundwater is about the Hinckley area in the lower part of the basin, which has caused a lot of issues with drinking water because of the contaminants left by research. The government, in fact, has left some areas in complete chaos because of the contaminants that have been put into the groundwater. Bacteria in surface waters, they're also looking at protecting the aquatic life, the fish, the frogs, all the things that are part of that circle of life. So my mission, my goal is to help discover what is causing some of these issues and how we as people, individuals, can be more self-sustaining, more sustainable within our own little communities. Does that mean collecting our own rainwater? Does that mean using gray water? Maybe gray water is a bad idea, but if it's used properly, it can help irrigate and keep our plants growing without using the potable water that we spend a lot of money bringing to our homes through electricity. And now we're looking at solar, nuclear, so a lot of this all ties together. So my goal is to help bring that awareness to what can happen if our groundwater and our water is not available. I mean, think about how much water we need every day. So there's a lot of planning going on, and I've got lists to make lists. I mean, I'm thinking of getting a vehicle prepared in order to store and carry enough equipment. I've got to get it secured because being a Jeep and with a soft top, right now it's completely open, so I need to get storage that's lockable. I'm debating on whether to get a big rack on the top to carry more gear, but then when we do that, we'll get a little top heavy, so if we go on the Rubicon, do we need to empty it? Do we need to keep it in storage somewhere? I'm looking at getting permit applications in order to go into certain areas. The Rubicon has a limited amount of Jeeps that can go on that trail, so that deadline, or that day that the tickets are available, I've got it right here on Wednesday, December 9th. So, you know, at 7 in the morning, I'm going to be online trying to get that. So if I don't get in the list, that's going to change a lot of what I do on our trip. So that may be affected. The tickets for Burning Man, I don't think are limited at this point. I mean, they're letting as many people up there as possible. I can imagine hundreds of thousands of people eventually going to Burning Man. Are they going to put a limit on it? Maybe so. I mean, if the environment isn't going to support that many people, of course they probably should cut it off. So that's an issue. Getting all the equipment that's necessary to bring. What is that equipment? So, you know, those lists need to be written out. I'm going to be gone for between 38 and 42 days. That's a long time to keep this place right here where I'm at empty. So what do I need to do to secure that? I need to make sure everything's in place for that. I need to bring cash. I need to have enough money to get this trip going, plus the expenses along the way to pay for these, pay for the equipment and the permits and the applications, the tickets to go to these places. What are my alternative trip routes? You know, if something comes up and changes, a road gets washed out, an accident happens, and who knows? I've got to decide on, well, what happens if this happens? You know, is there another way to go? Should we have an open itinerary where if I can't get to Rubicon, should I forfeit it? Should I forfeit the money, or could I give it to someone? Burning Man, I could probably get rid of that ticket at Burning Man. But a lot of things. I need to get in shape. This trip is going to take a lot out of me, and I need to be prepared for that. There's things at Burning Man that you don't accept money there, but there's a lot of things to get and buy and trade. So what am I going to bring to trade and use as coin? I'm open for partners. I'm open for people going with me on this trip. Meet me along the way, go on certain segments if you're interested in certain areas that I'm exploring, and that's why I want to develop these videos and get the information out there on the blog at waynewater.com. So I'm going to be posting a lot of information that can't always be explained on the video. It's probably better explained on the video. But this will highlight and give you links and things to think about, and what I'm going to be doing, things that we can help be more sustainable at home. So, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of before this trip takes place. You can see how many days it is until the trip actually happens. Oh, and another list, what happens if I break down? What happens if the Jeep dies? I need to tow it back home. I need to cancel the trip, or can I fix it? So should I need to bring enough tools? There's a lot of things to be prepared for. So that's what this video I want to bring to light. So this is what we're doing. So I appreciate you following me, and stay tuned, and we're going to keep this thing going until something happens where it says, sorry, no, we're not going to talk about that. Hey, but I'm actually, I wanted to review some of these maps that I just got. But I'm missing a big segment of the Lahontan Water Basin, and I'm going to get those, and we're going to keep this journey going. Thanks a lot, everybody, for following, and have a blessed week.